welcome back to my channel. My name is Kim if you're new here, and today I am going to show you a refrigerator pickle recipe that we have been loving this summer. Now, I didn't plant pickler cucumbers, so I didn't want to try canning them, but we had so many cucumbers this year that we got sick of eating just fresh cucumbers, and that's tough for us because we like to eat a lot of cucumbers pretty regularly. So I found this recipe for some refrigerator pickles, and they turned out really well. And we are kind of pickle snobs around here. We like a certain kind and a certain crunch and all of that. And I had been really scared to try making pickles in the past, but I was like, we have to use these cucumbers somehow. So I tried it and it was great. So I am going to show you how to make these and share the recipe as well. Here are the ingredients. We have some vinegar, pickling salt, sugar, black peppercorns, mustard seed, dill weed, garlic, onions, and cucumbers. So I started off by washing the cucumbers. What's great about when you grow them yourself is there's none of the wax on there, so you just gotta rinse the dirt off. Then I cut the ends off, the blossom ends off of the cucumbers. And I'm slicing them up. We're making some hamburger pickles. We've been out of these kinds of pickles for a little bit, and I keep forgetting to buy them at the store, and I'm not going to the store as much right now, so I figured we would try these out. We always like to have a nice little crunchy pickle on our burgers or sandwiches. The last few times I've made these, I've cut them into spears, which is a lot easier, but we've needed some of these slices. If you notice some of the cucumbers I'm setting aside on the cutting board and not cutting them, those have seeds that are a little bit bigger than I want in them. If you like lots of seeds, feel free to keep them in. I just like my seeds small, so the ones that we have, the larger seeds, we will just eat fresh. Next, I'm going to chop the onion here. We're going to do just a rough chop. I really like the flavor of onions with cucumbers. I discovered it one time when I was chopping some onions for a salad, and then I did the cucumbers afterwards, and the flavor was amazing. So when I started making these, I decided to put some onions in the bottom of the jar. Now we're going to work on the garlic. So I really love garlic in with pickles, and I'm just going to peel these and give them kind of just a rough chop. Things don't have to be tiny, but I do want them to fit nicely in the jar. I'm using wide mouth pint jars. I find that I really like the wide mouth jars for packing things in and being able to get things out of it as well. Peeling garlic is easy when you smash it with the flat of your knife, but your hands do get really sticky and the papers stick to those. So rinse your hands every once in a while, and that'll help make the work go a lot smoother. I really love the smell of fresh garlic, and I hope to grow it in my garden one of these years. Okay, we've got a rough chop and the garlic is done. It's time to fill the jars now. We're going to put some onions in the bottom, and honestly, you're just going to kind of fill it by what you feel you like the most. I didn't use all of the onions, I did use all of the garlic. Now we have some black pepper seeds, some mustard seeds, some dill seed. I ran out of dill seed, had to get some more. Now I want to grow dill sometime in my garden. I just didn't plan on making pickles this year. I will have the full recipe written out in the description box. Now I'm putting some red pepper flakes in a couple of them because my husband likes a little spicy pickles. I'm going to start packing the jars, and then I realized I forgot something. I have been putting in some red raspberry leaves. I had heard somewhere that they help make the pickles stay crunchy, but it might just be in canning, but I've still been adding them. Though when we tried this batch of pickles, no one complained that the spicy ones were soft, so you probably don't need them. I'm just continuing to pack my jars as full as I can. I don't want to pack them all the way to the top because I still need to put some brine in and want a little bit of movement so everything can kind of swish around. But there's the jars, they are packed, and we're ready to make our brine. So the brine consists of vinegar, salt, and a little bit of sugar. And then after it's all mixed up, we add some water. So what I do is I add 3 tablespoons of the pickling salt. I added 1 tablespoon of sugar and then 1 1/4 cups of vinegar. going to whisk it around. Once it's whisked up pretty well, I'm going to add 2 cups of cold to room temperature water, just not hot, and then stir it up, pour it in. Now I haven't used the pint jars before. I normally have been using quart jars for the spears. So I wasn't sure how many batches of the brine I was going to need, so I just make a single batch and then fill the jars as needed. So I have, let's see, I think I was able to get about 3 3¼ pint jars per batch of brine. So I made 2½ batches of the brine to fit the jars, and I ended up with a little bit left over. Now I'm just going to put the lids on and shake them up and put them in the fridge. Since I'm not canning these, I didn't have to sterilize them. I just had to make sure they were clean, give them a good wash in some hot soapy water, rinse and dry. I shake the jars to release the air pockets and mix the spices. You can eat them after 24 hours and they'll keep in the refrigerator for at least a month. There you have it, easy refrigerator pickles. I want to show you some of the produce our garden has been producing lately. In our garden, it seems like every year, gardens are slow to start, they take time, and harvest is always around when school starts. So it makes things extra busy when school is starting and all of our fall activities, and I have all this produce. I had wanted to show you a salsa recipe that we like to make. It's a fresh salsa, but I didn't get it done this week. But I plan on filming it and showing you how we make our fresh salsa next week. And I also plan on showing you in the future how we make apple crisp, because we went to the orchard, a local orchard, and got some apples. We sorted them, we picked them ourselves, and then when we got home, we sorted them, and the best apples we kept for eating, and then the apples that maybe were a little bruised and whatnot, we are going to turn into apple crisps or sauce. I'm gonna take you along for all of those recipes. I probably will not get more than one recipe in a video, just because it takes a little bit of time and things are busy. I'm sure they're busy for all of you with school starting and fall, so I'm gonna take you along. Also, our oven that I've tried not to use all summer because it's been so hot, decided to not work anymore. The fan broke on it, so it does turn on and heats up and cooks, but the hot air doesn't get blown away from our oven, and so that can, if we keep cooking on it, ruin the motherboard or something. So we're waiting on that. We have to wait. I don't have any more money in our budget this month to get it fixed, so we will get it fixed in next month, hopefully. So I will be doing lots of my stuff. We'll be freezing produce and prepping, like the apple crisp we'll be putting in the freezer. We've done it before and it turns out really well. Well, thanks for watching how I do refrigerator pickles today. I hope this has helped you and maybe made pickles seem a little less scary. And if you have some extra cucumbers, it doesn't matter if they're pickling cucumbers or not, maybe give it a try. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.